From the Exposition, it's ShowDay Live, presented by ShowPig.com. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors for making this pre-drive show possible. This is a Walton Webcasting production, livestock like you've never seen before.
Welcome to ShowDay Live here at the ShowPig studio. I am so excited to be here. This is Nathan Day along with Jenna Jackman.
Newly Jenna Jackman.
Had to
but
get
I also
that
go by
right.
Jenna Wheeler. So
you also
yeah, it's okay. Whatever you want to call me.
Whatever works. I'm gonna call you Jenna Jackman, just for my good friend Crosby.
Yes,
make him feel better.
That's okay.
All right, we've had an awesome week here at the Exposition. We're going to kind of round out tonight by kind of going through some of our results from the week, go through our judges list, and talk specifically to some industry insiders here about who their picks are later on. So that's going to be exciting. That's a teaser right there.
I know what I'm picking.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
All right, again, excited to be here. We are going to go through all the different judges that we've had today. So, Jenna, I will let you kick it off.
Yeah, so the week started. Everybody moved in on Sunday. Monday kicked off with showmanship. Lots of kids showed.
Yes.
Man, great
lack
set
of showmanship numbers.
No, absolutely
We're going to
not.
get some numbers actually from the CEO.
Yeah, some statistics. Yep. Tuesday, we did the crossbred gilts. That was judged by Blaine Olson and Will Winter, followed in the afternoon by the crossbred barrows, where Mr. Jim McCoy led that. To yesterday, Wednesday, were purebred gilts spread between three different rings. We had Mr. Ben Moyer, Jason Lackey, and Al Schminke judge those. Also, I guess the bread known.
You bet.
I missed that. That's a new thing. You can go ahead and talk about that.
The bread known thing was legit. I mean,
it was awesome.
Those were, I mean, I think that's one of the coolest things we do here at the Exposition. And well, I mean, kudos to the NJSA, and the NSR by making bread known kind of its own thing.
Yeah.
You know, instead of being like you were seventh in class, but you were the top placing bread known to all come back. It was its own show essentially. Yeah. So that'll be exciting to talk through some of the results there with Clay here in a few minutes. Go ahead. Yeah,
Mr. Kane Austin judged the Bread Known Gilt Show, and like Nathan said, it became its own division this year. First time for it. Moving forward, that's kind of how it'll be, and that started off yesterday. Like I said, Kane Austin judged that, and then today we finished up with Mr. David Amon and Miles Tinius, who were our purebred barrow judges.
Yep, we are actually what's happening in the other barn next to us here. They're finishing up on the open show. So now we're going to go through some results on these are pigs that were sold on ShowPig.
Yeah.
So ShowPig, obviously, 25 years of ShowPig. We're going to talk with Kevin and Megan Wint here in a few minutes about that. But these were animals that were sold on ShowPig. An exciting list. We've got a pile of winners that were sold on ShowPig.
A lot of winners. Champion Crossbred Gilt was exhibited by Kylie Locke, bred by Keplinger.
Your reserve was shown by Nora Hogue, bred by GNS.
Your purebred influence champion was Jordan Kilmer, bred by Kilmer.
Your champion Division II Light Cross, your third out Division II Light Cross was shown by Ellie Bluebaum and raised by Cody Burling.
Division III Dark Cross Reserve Champion was Trace Thompson, bred by Mazik. Fifth overall with Jonathan Kraft, bred by Laird.
Your Division IV Dark Cross Champion was Kylie Locke from Ohio, bred by Keplinger Farms.
Division V Dark Cross, fourth overall was Brenna Dreyer, bred by Weisinger. And fifth overall, Hayes Platt, bred by Knauth.
Division VI Dark Cross, your third out, shown by Maya McCoy, bred by McCoy.
Moving into the crossbred barrows, your Division III Dark Crosses Reserve was exhibited by Miley Wilkinson, bred by Mock. Third overall, Kinley Medley, bred by Knauth. Fifth overall, Elena Hankus, bred by Knauth.
Your Division IV Dark Cross Reserve, shown by Will Warnock, bred by G&S.
Moving into the purebred gilts, your champion exhibited by Hadley Hendrickson, bred by Sheets Livestock.
Your Division I fourth out, shown by Trace Thompson from Michigan, raised by Elijah Keplinger from Ohio.
Fifth overall was Cagney Utterback, bred by Autry.
Division III fourth out, shown by Ben Hartzell, raised by Austin Thompson.
And fifth overall was Claire Boble, bred by the Laird family.
In the Hampshire ring, your reserve was shown by Hunter Heckman, raised by Heimer. Hunter also exhibited your third out, raised by Heimer as well.
In the Landrace division, fourth overall was exhibited by Kipton Eady, bred by Schaefer's.
In the Yorkshire ring, reserve shown by Brantley Platt from Indiana, raised by Danner Livestock.
And fifth overall was Miss Brecken Bloomberg, bred by Lorenzen Farms.
Division II champion shown by Brantley Platt, raised by Danner Livestock.
Reserve was Brecken Bloomberg, bred by Lorenzen Farms.
Fourth out, Hogan Hendrickson, raised by Sanders Show Pigs.
And Mr. Berwick Bloomberg of Illinois also had a Yorkshire Gilt that was 5th overall in that division, bred by Lorenzen Farms.
In the Chester ring, your champion was shown by Alexis Mesnick from Indiana. That one was bred by Team Sloan.
5th overall Chester Gilt was exhibited by Hadley Amos, bred by Platt.
In the Poland China ring, 4th out, Kipton Edie, raised by 650.
Spot Gilts, champion was exhibited by Brenna Dreyer, bred by Team Sloan.
In the purebred bearer ring, starting with our Berkshires, your champion was shown by Madeline McLean, raised by Goss Livestock.
Reserve was exhibited by Ava, man, if I could get her name right, Ava Humphrey, raised by Heimers.
3rd out goes to Lucas Harrison, bred by our good friends at Wintex.
In the Duroc division, the reserve was Violet Humphreys, bred by Redwood Genetics.
3rd out in the Duroc ring, shown by Kennedy Rodabaugh, raised by Danner Livestock.
The divisions in the Durocs, 4th out in Division 1 was Hetson Van Meter, bred by True.
In the Hampshire ring, your champion was shown by Braden Lancaster from Kentucky, raised by Heimer Hampshires.
Braden also exhibited the reserve Hampshire Barrow. That was also bred by Heimer Hampshires.
Good day for Braden.
Yeah.
4th out goes to Lane Byers from Illinois. That pig was raised by Kyle and Laura Beatty.
In the Yorkshire division, the champion was exhibited by Elena Quimby. Barrow was raised by Beck and Baker.
Reserve goes to Deegan Sheldon from Indiana. That pig was bred by Danner Livestock.
Chester division, your champion goes to Jada Dent. That barrow was bred by the Pruitt family.
Reserve Taylor Bluebaum. That pig was bred by the Klein family.
3rd overall Chester Barrow was exhibited by Landon Hemseth, bred by RNC Show Pigs.
You're in the Hereford ring, your champion goes to Elena Hankis from Illinois. That pig was bred by Correa Family Show Pigs.
4th overall Hereford Barrow was exhibited by Bexton Bloomberg. That barrow was also raised by Correa Family Show Pigs.
Good day for my buddy Jason.
Yeah.
In the Poland China ring, champion goes to Brenna Dreyer from Illinois. That pig was raised by 650.
3rd overall was exhibited by Claire Deutsch of Wisconsin. That barrow was raised by Triggs Genetics.
4th out, Camlin Mason from Texas. That pig was bred by True Genetics.
5th overall was Bentley Deer from Indiana. That barrow was raised by Kent Bratton family.
In the spotted ring, champion goes to Drew Welch from Missouri. That pig was bred by Bowling Show Pigs from Indiana.
3rd overall was Kinley Byers. That barrow was bred by
That's okay.
Words are hard.
Words are tough. It's been a long week.
HF Genetics of Texas.
That's not even a word. Those are that's just abbreviation.
No, I couldn't get it.
4th out goes to Jackson Whitmire from Michigan, raised by Matthew Ackmoody from Michigan.
Jimmy Juice, powered by nature, perfected by science. That's the Jimmy way. Meet the show-stopping starting lineup for livestock care. Jimmy Juice, hydrate and nourish for smooth and silky skin and hair. Jimmy Suds, a deep clean that protects natural oils. Jimmy Shine, show-stopping gloss with gentle, effective ingredients. Great care leads to great results. That's the Jimmy way. Visit the Jimmy store to explore all the products your livestock will love.
And now let's hear from our good friends at Swinford Livestock.
Swinford's feed and show supplies made easy. We ship nationally, carry every major manufacturer, and will save you money over buying direct. Find everything you need, save more with Swinford's. Visit SwinfordLLC.com.
I'd like to welcome our good friend and CEO of the National Swine Registry, Mr. Clay Zwilling. Clay, welcome to the Show Pig booth up here at the Exposition.
Thanks. Good to see you all. And it's actually nice to sit down for 2 seconds.
Ask how the dogs feel today.
The dogs are barking a little bit. It's
yeah.
day
1572
of the Exposition for us. So,
I do want to say that we have maybe had some issues with the chairs, so I would stand by.
Well, yeah, I mean, if we go back to 2019 Expo, at least the surface is flat. There's no cracks. We won't be falling off any stages. But
Cargill Inc. appreciates the lack of lawsuit there, so we appreciate that very much. Clay, you made it through another exposition. How does it feel to be sitting up here right now on Thursday evening?
Yeah, it's we're getting to the short rows. I wouldn't say we're fully through, but tonight's always so exciting for the kids that have had the opportunity, even if they didn't end up a champion or reserve, to come here and see the environment and be part of tonight. We give out scholarships during the grand drive. And honestly, we made a lot of changes to this year's Expo, and I think that they've been very well received for the most part, first and foremost being in this beautiful facility. And excited to see
pretty biased, but I think it's pretty nice.
It's very nice, and I think tonight's going to be a very special engagement with the grand drive. So
yeah, that's great.
So what are the stats of the show? Can you give us some numbers in terms of exhibitors and head?
Yep. This year we had 1934 on the number of pigs.
Wow.
768 exhibitors, which is extremely strong. And I think the one thing that's really fun about that is just doing some rough cowboy math, I'll call it, about 25% of those are new exhibitors, which
That's
I think
awesome.
is great. So a lot of new faces. That's fantastic. And approximately 24 states represented. So another great show and another great exposition here in 2025.
Yeah, love to hear that. Love to hear the new exhibitors, right?
Yeah.
Get some excitement around this. I mean, it's such a fun show. Definitely lucked out on the weather this year.
It's beautiful.
Plus, it's
Weather's
nice to
awesome.
be in air-conditioned buildings.
Correct.
That sure doesn't hurt.
Yes.
So really a great year so far. What is something new this year that maybe you guys did a little bit different that's maybe helped out not only your staff, but also the exhibitors that came here to Indianapolis?
Well, I think the first thing is I talk a lot with our staff of we need to be exhibitor centric, and so the first thing was I thought the unloading process was significantly improved from a year ago.
I agree.
Utilizing this building helps so much. We can double the amount of unloading, and frankly, trying to make our schedule more efficient. So literally right now we're showing boars.
Right.
We cut a whole day off the show, and so we know with the expense of hotel rooms, meals, all those things, we need to be cognizant of that. We can't expect exhibitors to engage the brunt of that, so we have to adapt too. And so felt like that was a really good change as well. And then probably one of the neatest highlights for me personally was seeing the Bread Known show this
we were
yesterday
talking
morning
about that a little bit.
in the big ring engagement. We did that the first time at Perry, and I wanted to see it at the exposition, and the crowd, the engagement, and the highlight for the kids that are going to be the next generation of breeders I thought was significant.
And the champion Bread Known gets to exhibit
tonight.
This evening?
Yes, correct. Yep. So those kids will get highlighted as well, and we'll select a champion and reserve Bread Known as well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's awesome. So we still have a lot of year left, a lot of NJSA and NSR events. What do we have to look forward to for the rest of the summer and the rest of the year for the NJSA and NSR?
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully we get a little breathing room on Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday we fire up and get ready for the Summer Spectacular in Louisville here in a couple weeks. The other, again, excited for some changes there. We did an abridged schedule, changed the format as well. So this expo is really kind of the pilot of let's see how implementing and moving the junior show and open show round works. And so far, knock on wood, it's been pretty good. Then after that, we roll right into our new show that we're collaborating with OIE on in the Southwest Regional that we're going to have in Oklahoma City the middle of September. So excited for that.
Very good.
Then the Eastern Regional, the Fall Exposition. Then we move into our affiliate shows, the American Royal and the North American, and then I could run through about 15 other events as we roll through what I call the maze of fall. But definitely a lot going on, but very appreciative for everybody that comes and participates in our events.
Yeah, you bet. No rest for those that are in an awesome position that you're in. I know that us as the exhibitors and the businesses that are involved in all this, we appreciate the fact that you're back. And I know you've been back a little while now, but at the same time, great leadership from the NSR. Excited to see what the rest of the summer brings. Can you maybe give a little bit of a hint as to maybe where the exposition is going to be held next year, or do you want to hold off on that just yet?
Here or there.
Here or there. Very
here
good.
We go.
Here or
you
there.
heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
There.
Here or there, folks. All right, Clay, we appreciate your time.
Yeah,
Looking forward to a
certainly
great grand drive. Thank you so much for joining us here in the Show Pig booth up here at the exposition, up in the mezzanine of the
Show Pig studio.
The Show Pig studio at the Fall Creek Pavilion.
Thank you, guys.
We'd like to thank our good friends at Hofschulte Genetics for helping bring this event tonight. Hofschulte Genetics originated as an FFA project in the 70s and has grown into a thriving business. HG proudly carries on the same values, continuing the legacy of producing top-quality livestock for agricultural youth across the nation, striving to offer premium genetics and supporting the next generation of livestock enthusiasts.
You ready? Yeah, it'll be great. Well, welcome back. We are here with your champion senior showman, Miss Hadley Hendrickson, and also the exhibitor of the champion and reserve Duroc gilt. Been an awesome week for you, Hadley.
Yes,
how do you feel?
It feels amazing. I don't even think it's like sunk in. It's so incredible. Like
Yeah.
I've just like looked back at it and I'm like, I can't even believe it's real. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
So excited.
Well, we're happy that you're here with us, and it's cool to hear from an exhibitor's perspective. We've got lots of industry professionals that'll be with us tonight, but I know that people are looking forward to hearing from you, hearing from the people that we're here supporting. So, how many years have you been showing at the Exposition?
Ooh, as far as I can remember, I don't think I can remember a time where I wasn't showing pigs, which is scary as I get older. I can't believe I'm a senior showman, but I think that I've been showing for probably around 15 years, ever since I was 2 or 3 years old for sure. So yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've obviously seen some changes that's happened at the Exposition. I mean, what's it like? I know we're going off script just a little bit, but what's it like being in our backyard, right? Kind of in your home court.
Yes. So, of course, like I love the nostalgia of like the Iowa State Fairgrounds of like the World Pork Expo. But I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. It's amazing having it an hour and 20 from home. It's better for the pigs, not the 8-hour travel. But I do love the fairgrounds of Iowa. But having it in Indiana State Fairgrounds, it's amazing facility, the AC, it's amazing on the pigs. But yeah, for sure.
Yeah, fun to be in your backyard.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So, kind of walk us through, like, how do you get prepared for this show? Like, what do you guys do? Like, how long does it take? I mean, I know I was actually talking to your dad the other day and said you started with 8 red gilts, right? Kind of narrowed it down to 7.
Yeah.
I said, man, if you're batting 900.
Narrowing it down.
I said, but if you're batting 900, like, you're in the Hall of Fame.
Premier
Like, that's
exhibitor.
pretty good. Yeah. I said, what are you doing? Trying for champion truckload? And I don't know if you like that joke or not, but yeah, it's you guys obviously had a great day. So kind of talk through, like, what's that preparation look like for you guys?
So, of course, we're preparing for months upon months with these gilts at home, but we definitely start like getting ready for the show with like supplies and loading feed, all that, probably a couple weeks in advance, because especially with bringing 11 hogs, and we were going to bring 12, but we ended up bringing 11. A lot of stress on the family trying to make sure everything's ready to go. So we like to prepare a couple weeks in ahead and just make sure the pigs are healthy, treating them, all that. So yeah.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
So you said you brought 11. We're going to bring 12. I think
Yes.
that might be premier exhibitor.
Could be.
So what all have you shown this week, and how did everything else get along?
Okay, so we brought 7 Duroc gilts, like we've already talked about quite a lot. Everybody's kind of been looking at us like, oh, okay. We brought.
Someone said, "Is that girl just walking the same pig
Yes.
for 30 minutes?" I said, "No, I think she has 7."
in the
of
background,
them.
it was crazy, like a circus going on back there. We had to have like 7 people
I mean, real
helping
quick
us.
on that, like, how did you like jump back and forth and like keep the schedule straight and like I guess make it all work? I mean,
So we had my family, like Hogan was over here actually in the York gilt ring with his York gilt. They ended
Same
up getting
time.
4th overall in division. Couldn't even show his gilt. I think we grabbed like a random person and we're like, hey, can you please come show Hogan's gilt? Because we don't have enough showmen. But I mean, we had probably 6 people just running pigs, and we're in the far corner of the barn. So like we were like, I think Maddie Caldwell was back there like, which pig is this? Which one do I grab?
It's the red one.
Yeah.
Just start
all the
grabbing
red
them.
ones, just grab them.
One of the 7.
Yeah, that's
Open
right.
The gate
Yeah.
and let
Yeah.
them go up.
That's right. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, that's all exciting. And so you're obviously towards the end of your career,
Yes.
right? And I know, not to bring it up, but you
Yeah.
know, it's coming to an end here. And there's lots of younger exhibitors that are just getting started. Clay Zwelling actually just told us that this year there was 25% of the exhibitors were
amazing.
new exhibitors.
Yeah.
So that's awesome to hear. What advice would you give them in terms of, obviously you've had an awesome week, but I'm sure there's been weeks in your career that haven't been great. Like, what would you share to them if they're listening, if they're already home or they're showing tonight? As someone who's shown for 15 years.
Yeah, I would say just to soak in every moment. Like, it went by so fast. I still remember, actually 10 years ago, this expo, I had the grand champion Duroc gilt and 3rd overall gilt.
And you probably had the world's biggest bow in your hair.
Yep, big old
Very
headband.
pink,
We
I'm
were
sure.
watching it in the camper, and we're like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. But it has went by so fast, and I just soak up every moment and just work your tail off, because I know sometimes you just want to go in and take a break, but I miss every single moment in that pig barn that I spent inside or at the pool that I could have been with those pigs. And it's the saddest thing. I was during my speech and I started tearing up. Everybody was like, keep it together, but I was just, it's went by so fast. And just trusting God's plan. That's all I can tell you is I went through some really tough moments, and just to go through it and just know that He has the best plan for you, and just to trust Him. So, yeah.
That's awesome advice.
Yeah.
Awesome advice. So, Well, Hadley, thank you
Yes.
for being here with us. Good luck tonight. Have fun out there.
Yeah.
I'm anxious to see who's showing your reserve.
My brother is. So
Do
we're
you
gonna
have
put
a
that
cool
together.
intro?
We have one. We have
Okay.
one. We were gonna do like a fighting thing, but we're like, Hogan's gonna probably take that a little too serious. So,
Wrestling match.
yep.
That makes for some good TikTok, maybe, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep.
that'd be great.
Well,
Yeah.
thanks for being with us. Like I said, good luck, and we appreciate hearing from you.
Thank you so much.
All right,
Appreciate
thank you, Hadley.
Yep.
Extra livestock supplements. Ready for the final push to the backdrop? Get the extra livestock supplements by Natalie Hofschulte. Packed with the edge and fluff your champions need to stand out. Available now at primo.com or swinfordllc.com. Extra livestock supplements when second place isn't an option.
Now let's hear from our good friends at ShowTech that helped make this possible this evening.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like.
So, if you've been following along with the ShowDay Live, you would have seen a Facebook post a couple days ago.
Yep.
Introducing a trailer backing competition. So, if you watch the normal game day, they typically have a field goal kicking competition where they give out
Like $1 million or some
$1
crazy
bajillion
number. We're only giving
dollars
about
for-
3 high fives. I think is what it is. So yeah.
They give out a lot of money.
Yep.
Pat McAfee does
Yep.
to college kids
Sure.
who can kick a field goal.
Yep.
I don't know many people here that could do that.
I would
In
like
fact,
to watch
I
that though.
definitely
That would
could
be
not do
pretty
that.
fun. If anybody can actually kick a field goal, please come and see us. I will give you a high five as well.
Not $1 million. Yeah, not $100,000.
Not $1 million, yeah,
but
ain't no money.
definitely
Yeah.
a high five. So, hence, here came the trailer backing competition.
And someone told me this was maybe your idea.
It might have been my
Okay.
idea. I might
Very good.
have a couple good ideas every
Okay.
now and then. So, the Show Pig, they posted nominations were open for your favorite show mom
Okay.
to get nominated to back up a trailer.
Okay.
Lots of nominees.
I heard over
Does anybody
100.
know?
I heard over 100
100
nominees.
nominees.
Yeah.
I got nominated.
You did. Okay.
I told
Wait,
them
are you a show mom?
Well, no, but I told them I
Okay.
couldn't start the truck. So please
Oh,
don't
okay.
even-
All
please
right.
don't
Yeah,
even
very
get
good.
me-
Yep.
Yeah, I don't want to be a part of
Okay,
that.
fair enough.
But we had a winner of the nominations, and now you're going to see her back up the trailer. And the nominee was Bailey Elzinger. Did I pronounce that right? Bailey Elzinger. Okay, it's a complicated spelling, so I
It is.
always feel like I don't pronounce it right. So she is going to show you how she can probably back up a trailer and do it for you. If you're a show dad who can't do it, she can do it for you.
She'll charge you $50, but she can probably do it.
Yeah. Here we go.
Hi everyone, we are here for the trailer backing challenge. We don't care about kicking footballs. We are stock show people, so we back trailers. So my name's Ellen Canal. I'm here with Bailey Elsinger. Bailey Albright, but it's Elsinger now. We've known Bailey. I've known Bailey forever. You were on the NJSA team, right?
I was.
We won't talk about how many years
yeah,
ago.
years
Yeah,
ago.
but we showed pigs together. Now our kids are showing pigs together, which is pretty awesome.
It is.
Second generation. But how many times have you backed up the trailer?
This week or,
Yeah, this week.
This week, 10 probably, just to get unloaded and parked and all that fun
All right, so this is easy. Yeah, it's kicking a football is easy. Back in the trailer.
Right.
All right. Well, so we're gonna pull our trailer up. We're gonna back it back into this trailer parking area where all these trailers are packed in here pretty tight. And I think Bailey's gonna do it.
Yeah, give it a shot.
All right. Yeah, do it. Jump on.
Yeah.
All right, straight back.
think I got it.
I think she got it.
We're gonna measure how far I am from the lines.
I don't think it has to be that technical.
Perfect.
I think she got it right in the middle of the lines. Right in there. You did it. Good job. Won the Show Pig credit. Trailer backing challenge complete. Show Pig mom with a new baby in the barn. You nailed it.
Thank you.
Well, welcome back here. Awesome job, Bailey. Very,
Amazing.
very well
I
done.
liked the mini fridge in the car seat that were in the back
Yeah.
seat.
That's
in the
real
basket.
momming right
Yeah,
there.
that was momming it.
Yeah,
So,
she's way better than her brother, I guarantee you that. We'd like to welcome into the booth here our good friend, my good friend, Mr. Chad Martin. Chad, thank you so much for joining us here. We're going to talk about a few things. You've had a good week. You've had a busy week, and excited to get you here into the booth. You had a chance to judge novice and intermediate showmanship this week. What was that experience like for you?
I tell you what, that was an assignment that was exciting for me, and just the preparation of that took some time and due diligence because I knew the competition was going to be stout. Nobody is a trained evaluator of showmanship like you are in a livestock judging team like I was in college, and so I really did take some time, ask some questions to my friends that have done this before, but it really didn't compare until you actually got in the ring, got in with those kids, and the competition level was so exciting that you really just can't compare it until you do it. Just the heart that was just portrayed out there in the ring of those kids' determination and excellence was just outstanding. So
What was the toughest part for you?
Oh, it was a matter of just making sure that I got every kid a good look from the beginning of the time they went in the ring till they left. And, you know, the challenge was to make sure that everybody felt like that they were noticed and evaluated to a certain degree. And so that was the challenge, but I felt like it went well with the help of the ring help and everything. It went well.
Yeah, that's great. I know that, you know, judging showmanship at that level, I mean, the one positive is you almost can't make a mistake as the judge, right? Because you've got 10 of them out there that do at the end do such a good job. I mean, it's literally splitting hairs.
It's
right?
incredible. I mean, I tell you what, I felt like there was just a few variables that were sort of in my mind that probably aren't commonly. Everybody's got a subjective opinion about the way things should be, but it was by far just it maybe put from that first class on, I had to be game on.
Yep.
So to speak,
no pun intended.
to make
No free
sure.
ads.
I mean, I'll take your commissions now, but it's a matter of just, you know, I knew the level of competition drew me in to the task at hand, and the assignment was awesome. I appreciated the chance to
And
do
you
that.
have two great divisions, because not only do you have the precious little novice children that I want to just take all of
There was
them
a
home.
3-year-old
Yeah.
that just gave it a
melts your
try.
heart. I always
Yeah.
like asking their names. And then the intermediate division, I personally think is as tough. It is the toughest division because they're all super competitive and they all want to win. And it is, and the number of kids in that division is always greater.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I went to the final, like the divisions were just as competitive as the finals, and so that was what made it a challenge in addition to that.
Absolutely. So what all has Indiana Pork done to help this week, and what programs were you involved with here at the Exposition?
Well, we appreciate the opportunity to host in Indiana the Exposition to show off this fantastic facility here, but also we know as a checkoff organization that we have an opportunity to educate in addition to doing promotion and research. And so our task was to facilitate the Skill-a-thon event here. And I will be honest, until I came to Pork 3 years ago, I didn't even know what the Skill-a-thon was. And so I've been learning along with the process. It's sort of an underground culture of itself, of young people who are committed to learning about the industry, and that excites me on my and seeing that on my side. There's so many opportunities to diversify the experience coming to a show, and this is just a value add opportunity that we're very proud to be a part of. This year we teamed up to make sure that biosecurity, foreign animal disease was the basis of the content. And, man, we had some very competitive scores. These kids are on a professional level of understanding how we respond to foreign animal diseases and biosecurity in our pork industry. It's exciting to see that.
I guess kind of maybe a follow-up to that would be help the folks watching here kind of understand the role that Indiana pork plays as a whole, and then how you, in the past, what'd you say, 2 years that you've been with it, but really very recently tied that back to the show ring as well.
Yeah, it's my role has evolved as we've sort of just carved out where we go from a strategic planning process at Indiana Pork. And, as a checkoff organization, we have, like I said, a responsibility for...
Real quick, what does that mean for folks? What is a checkoff?
Yes, every 35 cents for every $100 of pork sold in the United States goes to the checkoff program. It's facilitated through the USDA, and it is divvied out to the states according to the number of hogs sold. And so those dollars are used for education, research, and promotion of pork products to consumers. And so as it relates, we're really honing in, collaborating in the show pig industry to make sure that we have an opportunity to get these young people to think about career possibilities in our industry. And so that's been a major push of what I'll be doing in the next near term moving forward.
So what does it mean for Indiana Pork to have the exposition in Indianapolis?
It's exciting. I mean, it's just a matter of, obviously Indiana is a great place for show pig production, show pig exhibition, but the convening of people from across the country to see what we can all do across state lines. Indiana is, very encouraged at Indiana Pork to see just the level of competency here, myself, and then also exposing our organization to what the bigger show pig industry really is. Yep. And just to see the dynamics of it has been great for our state executive director and other staff members to engage with us as we facilitate the show here.
Well, and one way that I look at it is you guys are setting the example potentially for other states to get involved with other maybe NSR, NJSA events moving forward too.
We've got great partners at other state associations. We're very fortunate. Indiana ranks 5. We're 5th highest pork production state in the country. We're always looking for ways to collaborate with our partners. And if you've seen the Team Pork effort, that was as a result of collaboration with Kentucky pork producers, Indiana Pork, and some other partners, Ohio Pork Council, NSR, and JSA, to launch that a couple of years ago to really help get more information about foreign animal disease preparedness and biosecurity. We've got more traceability and show pig activity now because of Team Pork and those collaborative efforts across state lines.
So for some of those folks that are watching that might not understand or maybe want to know the importance of traceability, just real brief, cover that.
Well, that's a hard one to cover real briefly.
I understand.
But I would say if you go to the Team Pork YouTube channel, there's a lot of content, and we actually want that content to be viewed by our kids going into our Skillathon events, because it helps inform. But traceability is a means for which we are able to identify where pigs have been commingled and co-located in a way that we will know if in case we do have an African swine fever outbreak or foot and mouth disease, we know where to zero in on those zones to where we can stamp out that disease and then before it spreads throughout the country. We love convening pigs at pig events and pig shows. We have a youth component. We have a human capital component to livestock exhibition. But at the same time, we are a $7 billion industry in the state of Indiana that contributes to the GDP here. We have to protect that pork supply in Indiana and across the country as well. So we have to really collaborate with the show pig industry to get traceability in play so that if that day does unfortunately come, we're ahead of the curve. Yep. We're prepared ahead of that event so that it doesn't become overly catastrophic and really shuts us down permanently. We have to be preemptive if we want to continue to go to shows.
Proactive versus reactive.
Yes, sir.
In that situation, I can imagine
there's a lot of
is vital.
Yep.
So what exciting things does Indiana Pork have coming up for the rest of the year?
Well, my role, I did a lot of work with foreign animal disease, but our board of directors at Indiana, like many other pork associations, have said we have a talent and a labor shortage problem. And so what better way to help solve that problem than make connections to the show pig industry? And so we have had several collaborative studies with some other organizations that are in the state, organizations that serve other industries that don't even serve agriculture. They serve healthcare, manufacturing, and IT. How do those industries get talent pipelines established? I literally just came to a meeting at Lucas Oil Stadium on this topic alone. We're learning a lot of things on how to create a talent pipeline. Work-based learning is where it's at. In Indiana specifically, work-based learning opportunities are going to become part of the redesign of graduation requirements for high school kids. And so our governor basically established so many hours of work-based learning is required to be able to actually graduate. And then industry certifications. We've injected PQA Plus and TQA. Those are industry certifications that they can actually use to graduate high school.
Wow.
Who knew?
That's awesome.
So those are some things that we're connecting the dots for agriculture in general, because advanced manufacturing, healthcare, IT, we want to be at the same table that they are to
Absolutely.
quite honestly compete for these kids to come to our industry. So I was in a meeting earlier at Lucas Oil Stadium with some of our workforce development organizations, and it was just really interesting where there was a medical device manufacturing company that had a labor shortage. They're filling jobs with 3 to 4 high school kids. All of a sudden, their average age in their industry is about 80% of people are under 35 years of age. Look at agriculture, our aging population. I could go on about this, but at the same time, we talk about excitement. We're really collaborating. I'm meeting with the Indiana Corn Marketing Council, Indiana Farm Bureau, to get on board to collaborate with us to get kids on agricultural opportunities to get their work-based learning hours. And what better way to bring in these kids to do that? Because there's excitement here, and there's competencies here that really need to be capitalized before they go somewhere else.
Yeah, that makes
Well,
sense.
that's awesome. Thank you, Chad, for being here with us.
Good
We
friends
appreciate all of your wealth of knowledge.
You bet.
Wealth of knowledge.
It's a work in progress, but I appreciate the collaboration.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we would like to thank our friends at StockLink for helping make tonight happen. Built by livestock producers for livestock producers, StockLink is a social media platform for the livestock industry. It's a place where breeders, farmers, and ranchers can connect, share, and do business without worrying about being shut down by the anti-agricultural platforms like Facebook. We can't wait to link the industry together on StockLink, launching in July. Join us there.
And now we're going to hear from our friends at HerdLink.
Winning is dedication. Winning is attention to detail. Winning is collaborative. But winning is not easy. Until now. Breeders, coaches, and show families, it's time to imagine an easier way to win together. Keep your herd records organized and streamline communication and pig management with your team using the HerdLink app, the first ever start-to-finish show livestock management app designed for everyone in the show pig industry.
Back, we're joined with 2 more guests now here at the ShowDay Live Show Pig Studio. We got Mr. Kevin Went and Mrs. Megan Went. Words are really hard for me. I've really struggled.
This is live,
this whole
folks,
day.
if you can't tell.
I know. This is truthfully live.
Yes.
It is
Yeah.
ShowDay Live because I'm struggling. Before we start, I want to bring up the shoes that you have on.
Oh.
Not to put you right on the spot, but he has
Stick it up.
the
There we
coolest
go.
shoes.
There we go.
The
What are those?
coolest
What are those?
shoes.
They're Dunks, aren't they? Right?
Yeah, but do you know
Jordans.
They're
Okay.
Jordans.
Yes.
Where did you find them?
Well, I have. Am I on? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So I have like a tiny sneaker, like.
Rightfully
fetish
so.
It's an addiction.
That I live through the people in my life. Like one of my love languages is shoes.
For other people?
For other people.
Fair enough.
Also for myself.
I wear a size 10.
9.5. like, let's go.
So like every Christmas, everybody knows they're getting at least one pair of pretty cool shoes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we were talking about it before we got started, and I was like, I got to bring up the
like,
shoes.
what are
they
those?
They are cool. So speaking of getting started.
I could be a sneakerhead if
Oh,
it
okay.
wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, that's a thing.
Yeah, just covered in pig poop.
Yes.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
So speaking of getting started, tell us how Show Pig got started.
Do you want to answer?
Go ahead. You go ahead.
Okay. So, oh gosh, try to keep this kind of concise. So ShowPig was already in existence when we were able to purchase it. It had started like in 1996, around there, 7, 8. There was a family that lived in Ohio that websites were new, and they were in the pig business, and they decided that they were going to build the first ShowPig websites. And some friends of ours, Larry and Judy Baker, ended up getting the business from them. So we're actually the third owners of ShowPig. But back when we first started dating, I used to clerk auctions, and while he was auctioneering, and a couple times I would get hired to go one place and he'd get hired to go to another, and there were always like dads in place to kind of make sure that I was taken care of, and Larry was one of those guys. And so as I was getting ready to graduate from college from Ohio State, he was like, I think you and Kev need to take ShowPig. He's like, I hate computers and I really don't like ShowPigs.
He was in the wrong business.
Yeah.
And I think the two of you like could really make something
That's
out of
great,
it. So the same year we got married, I think like a month before we got married, we signed the contract to buy ShowPig. So
And we were very scared. We actually had to borrow money from Larry and Judy. We didn't have enough money to buy it because Megan was fresh out of college, and I mean we were struggling around. We asked our friend Ralph Doak,
wasn't Ralph involved
what
in
do you
this?
think about this website thing
Yeah.
and the internet? And he's like, this will never work. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of.
it did not work.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Yep.
So 25 years, right? Quarter of a century. What has been over the last 25 years maybe the most surprising thing that you guys have gleaned from all of this?
So my answer would be in the beginning, because one of the reasons we started, as you would know, I'm a collector and love eBay. And so I thought that this process would work with cattle, with embryos and semen and, selling cattle genetics. You show a picture of the Denver champion. We all know what she is. And I thought pigs, it would never work because they wouldn't be able to see them walk.
Yeah.
And the first 15 years, I mean, we didn't have videos at all. Right. And so, that took us to where we are now with videos, technology we've got where they can see them walk a little better and so forth. So that was probably the biggest surprise. It was the opposite of what I thought. I thought it'd be a home run in cattle. I thought with pigs it would be really, really tough, but it was the opposite.
Yeah.
So it's been 25
Wait, go
years.
I want to answer this
Yes.
question too.
Sorry to cut you off.
Sorry. For
Their
me,
name's on the board.
For
so
me,
we get it.
they get
this
that.
was the one question that I for sure wanted to make sure I got
Yes.
a chance to answer, because I think for me the thing that's the most exciting and surprising is to watch all the other businesses that have been able to pop up.
Yeah.
Not just because of ShowPig, but because of NJSA and all of the entrepreneurial spirit that's been able to grow and provide people that probably would have never thought that they could make a living doing what they love to do to be able to have a place in the community. And I think that is the coolest part. I'm a big believer in working in your passions and not spending time working a job that you hate.
Yeah.
And so I think it's really awesome that we've all been able to kind of carve out our own niches.
Yeah. Well,
so that's been
just
cool.
to speak personally on that, I mean, not to get emotional, but I mean, you guys helped build my business and for my family, and there's no way I would be sitting right here today. I mean, obviously I wouldn't be sitting here today if ShowPig.com wasn't around, but what I'm getting at is made such a big impact on my family and my kids. I mean, really, it's incredible just how many lives you guys have touched. I'm sure 25 years ago, that wasn't even in the cards, right? You weren't even thinking about the impact across, every single state, right? How many impressions ShowPig.com has over a year? It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
right?
I think the first year we owned it, we looked at the analytics, and I think it was 50 people a week were coming to the website. We were like, who are those people?
Yeah,
Who are those 50
It's probably
people?
like 15 people a
It was me.
second.
I'll tell you, it was me in sophomore year, like
It was all
clicking
Nathan.
refresh.
It was all
Yeah,
Nathan.
that's what it was.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So it's been 25 years. What does the next 25 years look like for ShowPig?
So I do have my ringer on. I don't know. It's
Are you busy?
I think it's
Are you
Pat.
busy
It's
guy?
Pat McAfee calling.
Yeah,
in.
he's here. He's
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
So
I think I kind of look like him. Better hair.
for me, one of the things that we're going to be launching, we've got new software coming, obviously, because we feel that there's some things we need to be doing. So that that's an exciting part of the user experience that we've got coming up, and we're always one that we don't like to launch without knowing we're going to launch. The stuff of hey, we're going to launch, and then you don't meet the deadline. So but we're pretty sure on what we've got coming the next couple months. So that would be one. Another thing, we're working with our good friends at Kennedy Ventures with Blake, and we're going to be doing some live events where we can all be remote. The breeder can be remote. You can be at your home.
Nice.
I can be at our office. Blake can be in Oklahoma, and we can come together and do a live event with a live close. So that's one of the cool things that you're going to see coming out that I think is going to be totally different than what we're maybe used to in the static online format.
Yeah, that's awesome. Megan?
Well, I think that one of my least favorite questions my entire life is like, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Me too, yes.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Where do you see yourself in 25 years? And if I had like a really solid plan, a lot of this wouldn't exist. So I think one of the things that he and I have done well together, and as as we've added people to our team, is just responding to what we see needs are. And so 25 years from now, we won't be sitting here. Somebody else will be, right? ShowPig will still be here, and hopefully we're still responding to what our customers need from a buyer's perspective, seller's perspective, helping kids, accomplish their goals in the ring, and whatever we can do to just like really super serve and make sure that process is the best it can be for everybody. So what that looks like, I think I have no idea, but at the core won't change.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great to hear. So I'm going to go off script just a little bit.
Sure.
Okay. So you guys as a married couple, right, work together basically every day, right? I mean, you maybe don't drive into work together, maybe, right? But you're working together every day. I had parents that worked together every day for over 40 years. We had so many people from the outside. I could always, how do your parents do that? How do they do that? So, how do you guys do that? Like, how do you guys maybe separate business from your relationship, right? But at the same time, they're going to intertwine. They're going to mingle. So how do you guys do that and be successful at both?
Well, I will say that if I write a book, this is going to be the book that I'm going to write, is how to work with your spouse.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't do it any other way than what we've been able to do. And I will say that at the beginning, it was not super smooth. But a couple things that helped for us, especially like early on, I think that we both tried to be good at everything.
Yeah.
And then after a while, you realize like, okay, I really am good at doing this.
Right.
And I'm really not good at doing this. So I'm going to take this lane and you take that lane. And we even had a conversation that was like, I will stay out of your lane, you stay out of mine. If I invite you in, then I really need you, and I really need you to step up. But if I don't, like, I've got this.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of trust and respect. Like, I know he's way better at some stuff than I am, especially holding a microphone. I hate doing this. He loves it. So, we just figured out after a while, like, what you're good at, what you're bad at, and stay out of the way. And just respect and know that they've got the ball. They've got it. The other thing that we had to do from a family perspective is when we don't do this now because we figured out the routine, but there used to be a time where I would call him and I'd be like, husband hat. Like, he'd answer hello and I'd say husband hat or business hat. And so then we knew how to prepare for the conversation. Because if I was calling talking about something to do with the kids or the house or whatever, and he's in business mode, like that conversation didn't go well. But if he knows, like, okay, I got to put the husband hat on, I got to, like, support her in this way instead of in that way, then we could show up for each other the way we needed to.
That's
that's
great advice.
No, I think that's very true. Like, and one of the points I can remember early on when we started dating, we had a live auction, and she was the clerk, and, we got in the truck, we're driving to the next event, and she's asking me questions, and I'm not, like, talking, and she's like, what's going on? I said, I just talked for 3.5 hours. Like, I don't have any, she's like, I get it now. So we respect each other. That space or whatever. I think the other thing she keeps me probably more grounded than I do her, because she's just always, Megan's the life of the party, the fun person, it's all that. So she kind of keeps me grounded of being like, you didn't handle that right or whatever. But then I think the other thing is we hired a quality team. When it first started, it was us, and then it kept growing and growing and growing, to now that, like, I'm not even sure how many people we have total. I mean, and that's, but you hire good people. And so we have an intern program, and you sort them out. And if we like them, we create a job for them. That's how we keep them. That's how Brooks here, So that part, I think has been great for us to be surrounded by hardworking people that have the same value system. And we're going to make mistakes. We're all going to make mistakes. None of us are perfect, but you do the best that you can. And I think that's what's helped.
We do still, though, like, not just a few weeks ago, there have been conversations that we've had to have, and I'll just be like, okay, for tonight, like we need to put that to bed. I just don't want to talk about that anymore tonight. Like I'm good until tomorrow. Like my brain is not fresh. We're not going to make good decisions. Let's just hang on to that for tomorrow.
That makes sense. Final question here, so we can
For sure.
keep rolling. Go ahead.
Yeah, shifting gears a little bit. ShowPig is a big supporter of NJSA, even the title sponsor of the new Bred and Owned division, which I think is awesome. Why do you choose to be so involved?
You want to go first?
You can.
Okay, so I didn't grow up showing pigs. I did not grow up. Well, I did 4-H for like a minute. I sewed, but that was it. And when I met him was the first time I saw a pig like in person. Like what's the difference between a boy and a girl was where we started.
That's fair.
And so for me, the product that FFA and Showing Livestock this is the product right here, like what it created. And so I was just enamored at how much integrity, how much character, the work ethic, all the things that were in, like kind of baked into this guy right here that I thought was amazing that I didn't get to experience. And so for me, I don't believe that there's any better place to raise kids than right here in the barn. Even though I didn't have that experience before we had kids, I knew they were going to be in here. Our son, not so much here. He's here for the snacks, not for the.
I was always here for the snacks.
Right, but baseball's his thing. But even in spite of that, it was like, you're going to do this because of all the other stuff. It's kind of like broccoli, right? Like you don't ask your kids, do you want the broccoli? You give them the broccoli because they need it. That's how I feel about this. And JSA, just from an organization top to bottom, from the beginning, I was at the very first show. It's just done with such excellence, and it's just where I wanted our kids to be and where I want everybody's kids to be. So anything we can do to keep that rolling is why we do it.
I would echo all that from the beginning. And so then, like, from my relationship, I grew up on a small family farm, a couple 100 acres. We had pigs, we had cattle, we had sheep. And so I was in a county or in a situation where, my family wasn't the most popular name. We weren't the biggest supporter of the co-op or whatever, where they'd buy your pigs at the fair. And so for us, it was a way to give back. The Bred and Owned thing, we jumped on that right away just because we feel that that's an area where young people can, do what they want to do and make those changes and feel like they're part of it. And breed their own livestock and figure out all the troubles that we all have, with it, and understand, that. And, just like the two of you, growing, I know your story, and that, to us, that's what it's about is, other people paid it forward with us, so we want to do the same thing.
That's great. One final question. How much of your success do you attribute to luck, and how much of your success do you attribute to hard work? I stole that from a podcast, by the way. It's not an original question.
So I would say 50-50. I think that timing, right, was impeccable. Like when he started in the auction business, there were a couple iconic, legendary auctioneers that were at the end of their career, and he was able to step into that space, which allowed us to build this because of the reputation that he had built. So I do believe timing and luck played a big part in it. However, lots of other guys could have been in that spot. And hard work, integrity, character, showing up, being the guy that he is, helped the luck along the way.
Yeah.
And so I feel like the same story is continued with ShowPig.
That's great.
So,
I think it's the same. I think it's probably 50-50. I think if you're showing hogs at a show like this, the luck part might be a little more, might be slide towards 70 or 80, right? Depending on the weight breaks, the class breaks, going to the scale.
So much out of our control.
Did the judge go to the bathroom before your class? There's just all of that, that. But I think in business, I think if you work hard, you surround yourself with good people, you're honest when you make a mistake, you make things right. To me, that's all you can ask for, and hope that you're healthy, And we've been fortunate with that, with our family and everything, and so that part of it, we've been blessed. We surely have.
Well, you guys blessed us tonight, so thank you guys so much for joining us here. This is awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
So, Anything from you?
No,
We good?
I mean that was
Yeah.
great. I was
That
just
was
sitting
great.
here like keep talking. No.
Yeah, take it all in. So,
thank you, Kevin and Megan.
Yeah, as we wrap up here with Kevin and Megan, again, thank you guys all so much. Thank you for ShowPig. Thank you for ShowPig.com. Thank you for not giving up on that dream 25 years ago. It's made an impact, no doubt, and tremendous legacy. So we appreciate you both very, very much. So now we will jump to a commercial from ShowPig.com. Welcome back to the ShowPig Studio, live at the Exposition. We are minutes away from the grand drive that's going to take place right behind our camera crew. We're up here on the mezzanine. All right, this is the part I think we've all been looking forward to. We're going to have some great guest pickers. Who is this guy on the end? Hey, do you got a permit?
Sun's out, guns out.
I don't know if you can you cross state lines in those things? Yeah, if you have the right permit. Hold your mic up, first timer.
If you have the right permit, you definitely can.
So everybody thinks ShowPig has an unlimited budget. Yeah. We have all these great sales. We can get McAfee.
Yeah.
We got the early bird.
Yeah, we got the Hinchy. We got the Hinchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Hinchy show going on here. Well, we'd like to welcome our good friends Kevin Wint, Jim McCoy, Bryce Hinchy. They're going to be our guest pickers. If you've ever watched
Saban.
College Game Day, are you Saban?
He's Saban.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
you're Saban. Who are you then?
Herbie.
Herbie, of
Yes.
course you are. Yeah, where's the Buckeye? Where's the?
What's in my pocket?
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right, just making sure. Just making sure. If you've ever watched College Game Day, folks, they bring in a panel of guest pickers. Oh my gosh, I could chuck that halfway across the ring there. As long as you don't practice your spelling like you guys like to do, I think we'll be in good shape. We got a great panel of guest pickers over here to my left, your right as you watch this. So we're going to start with the Gilts. Mr. Wint.
Yes.
Who do you think, what breed do you think is going to win the Gilt show this evening?
There's no debate on this pick. I've studied him. I watched the show, stood in there, analyzed it. Red Power, Durock.
Hey, where's your clipboard?
Durock. It's over in the Big Paw booth. Yes, I should have. That could have been.
Man,
that would have been good.
Yeah, you bet. Mr. McCoy, who you got?
Well, being part of the official game day crew, right off the bat, you feel like you have to figure out a way to say physicality about 10 times in 2 minutes.
Okay, physicality.
I don't think we're going to do that,
Are we going to talk about that? Engine, big motor?
Yeah, exactly. There you go. And judging these hog shows, you got to compare them together when you get out there. But individually, when seeing each of these breeds, I got to go red.
You going red? Red Power. All right, Bryce is over there shaking his head there just a little bit. You're a red yourself, so who you going with?
The block a few times, maybe a little bit more than I have, but
they do have sleeves.
It's the Yorkshire.
The Yorkshire. You heard it here first from Mr. Bryce Hinchy. He's going with the Yorkshire. So, all right, we've got Durock, Yorkshire over there. We'll see what happens here in a few minutes as we transfer over to our Grand Champion Drive here in a few minutes. But before we do that, we need to talk about the castrated boy pigs. Mr. Wint, who you got?
Clean sweep for Durock.
Here we go.
No question.
Here we go.
No question. I mean, just hands down, when you have the best red barra, you win the hog show.
I mean, they grow on
it's
you.
It's over. Yes.
Mr. McCoy.
I'll be a little more conservative on that because I haven't seen them all out there together. You have to basically see what's going to go when they get out there together. We've got lightweights that win in some of these breeds, and you got some heavyweights with them. Are they going to look too small? Are they going to look some of them going to look more overpowering? But I got to agree with Mr. Wint right here. I got to go red.
Are you going to be the different guy this time too?
it just seems that I'm getting ganged up on. I don't appreciate it. It's Yorkshire again.
Yorkshire again. Yorkshire again from Bryce Hinchy. Okay, well.
Before we leave.
Yes. Oh, we're not leaving yet.
One more question. Since we are in the great city of Indianapolis, Pacers or Thunder?
Okay, Pacers or Thunder. I'm a Cavaliers fan. We got rolled out.
What's
by
the excuse?
Pacers.
What's the excuse?
You know.
Let's hear it. What are the excuses?
I would like to root for the Thunder, but Todd Kennedy, Blake Kennedy, Nate, all those guys, they're big Thunders, so I'm going to go Pacers in 7.
Oh, in 7, he says. Pacers in 7. All right. Jim?
I'm going to have to pick Thunder in 6.
Oh, Thunder in 6. All right. Hope that chair doesn't break. Go ahead there, Bryce.
Well, me and ShowPig.com, we agree. Pacers in 7.
Pacers in 7. All right.
You heard it here first.
Who you got, Jenna?
Oh, Pacers.
You bet. I don't think you
Pacers.
even need to ask me who I got. Yes, sirs. Yes, sirs. We'll see you Friday night there down at Gamebridge Fieldhouse just down the road. So, again, awesome event. Thank you all so much for joining us. This is a lot of fun. That's what this is all about, right? This is a fun thing. It's a serious week. It's a business for every one of us sitting up here. But no doubt, we got to make this fun, because if it isn't fun, why would we want to do it? With that being said, everybody, make sure you tune in and watch the Grand Drive live here on Walton Webcasting just coming up. Thank you all for tuning in and joining us here for the first ever Show Day Live up here on the mezzanine at the Exposition. For Jenna Jackman, this is Nathan Day, along with my friends Kevin Went, Jim McCoy, and Bryce Hinchy, and we'll see you at the Hog Shows.
Bryce is going to get a new shirt.
Thank you for joining us for Show Day Live, presented by ShowPig.com. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors for making this pre-drive show possible. This has been a Walton Webcasting production. Livestock like you've never seen before.